What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 6 of the Rec Report from riversedgecutlery.com. Today we're going to be talking about our Grail knives as well as your Grail knives and how they evolved over time. So stick around for all that and way more. So we asked on our Instagram stories what were your guys' Grail knives. So before we hop into it, Everett, how would you define a Grail knife?
I guess there's a few different ways you can put it.
Exactly.
For me, it's typically something that's like just outside of your reach.
Yep.
But it has like all of the things you want in one specific package. But you have to like work your way there because you just can't get it quite yet.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid definition.
Riley, how about you?
Just the next knife you're looking forward to.
Is it the next knife or is it the end all be all, or what we think will be the end all be all? Because that's what I think about it.
Grail is the end all be all, but
I'll touch on that on a later subject.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I do have a feeling though that mine's gonna be the same as Everett's.
Yeah. It could be. It could be.
No, don't tell
Like
me yours.
current Grail?
Yeah.
Current.
Okay.
Should we just hop right into with our current Grails before we talk about everyone else's, or should we?
Well.
All right, let's do it, Riley.
Well, I'm going before.
Riley, you hop in there first.
I saw a picture. I think Evan showed me. The new Hinder Project X.
Yeah. What? How would you spec it out?
Probably do an orange G10.
Okay.
And then I like the bronze anodized on the other side.
Nice.
And then probably just the satin or stone wash blade, whatever they come with.
That would look sweet.
I can't say that's a Grail for me because I have one on order.
Yeah, that's on the way.
But red with a stonewash lock side.
Yeah, it's clean. Super clean.
For me, for the longest time, a Rockstead was a Grail. Kind of acquired that, and it's still another Rockstead. So now I have the Shin. I have the Chi. The Shin is basically the same model, but it has a drop point.
Yeah.
So a tad bit longer.
Yeah.
So it's probably my next.
Would you also get it in like the polished DLC and everything? Yeah, such a clean knife.
I mean, part of me wants to polish, like mirror polish silver blade because it's ZDP.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I kind of like the YXR7.
It's so cool. It's really cool. For me, it was kind of, it's probably a lot of people's Grail knife, and just from growing up, I remember growing up, like my first Grail knife was just a Benchmade 940, like with the blue, with the green and purple aluminum in the backspacer. I obviously ended up getting one of those, and it's still one of my favorite knives. But back then on YouTube, the knife that was getting hyped up the absolute most was a Grismo Norseman. And I know people hate the way that knife looks. I've gotten the chance to handle a bunch of really cool versions of the Norseman, and it's still to this day, there's just something about it that I just absolutely love. So down the road, I'd absolutely like to have a Norseman.
I guess I'd kind of like to know what your first Grail was.
Yeah.
If you can think about it.
That's tough. Probably the Spartan though. Like that was one piece.
Yeah.
Really?
I really want this knife. I mean, I have a ton of FRN knives.
Yeah.
And those are like, man, I like this. And then sometimes I'll buy it, but the Spartan is like, oh my god.
I have to have it.
Yeah.
I carry it every single day.
Yeah, the thing is awesome. Yeah. What was your past Grail?
First Grail was a standard 21
yeah.
Sebenza.
Honestly. And it's funny because that's going to become people's Grail knives in the future as they get more and more difficult to track down.
It's a lot of people's first Grail, I would say.
Oh yeah.
But it took me the better part of 8 years to finally get one.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
It was cool to do, and it's still floating around. So
it's still available.
Still at least close. I can still handle
that
it.
knife makes me laugh.
The blade isn't as long as it once was. Anyway, Guys, so what we really wanted to talk about, now that you've heard our grails, is your guys' grails. So I know Everett and I have some of the responses pulled up. If there's a lot of the same, I'll just say we had 10 or 12 people say, let's just go jump right into it. The biggest one right now is probably the Koenig Arius.
Yeah.
That knife is not only expensive, what are they, around $600-ish retail, if you can even get them retail. But they're just so difficult to find. It's obviously a small operation, a small shop over in Idaho. So those knives are, if you've never held one and it's your Grail knife because of the way it looks and the way that the reviewers talk about it, I think you're on the right track, because that is an awesome, awesome knife. I'll start at the bottom if you want to start at the top.
I'm just kind of in the middle, yeah. So
yeah.
Another one that there's a lot of on here is pretty much anything Chris Reeve.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Zons, there's a lot of 31s, 21s. So I mean, kind of going back to, like I said earlier, it's a lot of people's like first Grail, and then you get that, and then that kind of sets you in that next price point where now you're looking at the next level.
Exactly. You know, one that I was actually surprised that I saw so many of, not because it's not an amazing knife, but just because it's kind of newer on the scene, is the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Never even heard of it.
Oh yeah, I'll show you a picture of it, and obviously we'll be flashing up pictures here, but that's another, like, really right on the edge between production and custom knife. Super, super slick action. And it's a unique knife, and I know there's so many knife designs out there, it's kind of hard to make a knife look super unique. They really did it with that one. G&G Hawk Deadlock. I saw that quite a few times.
Yeah.
That knife gets forgotten about because it gets dropped so infrequently that, like, I just feel like that space in between drops kind of like lets it go out of people's heads. That knife is totally awesome, so I totally get that.
So we have a Black Snow Custom Sabotage on here, which is essentially what the Spyderco Subvert is modeled after.
That's really cool.
So those things are really cool.
That's really, really cool. A couple of full customs that we see people talk about on here for their Grail knives a lot. We have a couple votes for a Ramon Chavez custom, a custom Jaeger from Brian Brown Knives. Listen, that's like right up my alley. That would be sweet. A lot of people talking about US made Demkos.
Yeah.
And that's another one that it's just like, man, they're so infrequent. All the time.
I was just on a call for 30 minutes with a guy yesterday about that. So.
Yes, people see them and they see like videos of them, and it's just so different from any other high-end production. I feel like I really need that, and I get it. They're really cool. I have my name down on the list for one of those. When they come in next, I'm definitely snatching one of those up.
A Borka SBKF. That's right up my alley.
Yeah, that would be super sweet. You know, we take it for granted that we've been able to handle a lot of these in person.
Yeah.
But something like a Borka, there's no way that unless you have like a cool high-end knife shop around you, or unless you go to shows, you probably have never been able to handle one of these. But all of these knives, and it's really cool that all these knives that people are shouting out on here, they live up to the,
absolutely.
They live up to people's expectations, or they've at least lived up to mine. A lot of people on here talking about like the original Spyderco Sleece buoys. A lot of people talking about Nirvanas and Pythons and whatnot. That's super cool. If you're a Spyderco guy, those are obviously, the top of the line. More stuff talking about the G&G Deadlock, DLC Arius Carbo Quartz Scale. That would be legit.
Someone said all of the REC avocados.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
that's really, really cool. Currently in Arios or something, CRK in parentheses, a Zon. Absolutely. Good news for you guys. My Zon, after the release of this video, I should have it back in hand. Tim took it back from SHOT Show with him, and they glass blasted it and then installed a second backspacer. So I'm super excited about that.
We'll have to show him.
Yeah, it's been, well, I don't know, like a month since I've had it, and I miss it.
Since SHOT.
Yeah, I miss it. People on here talking about Damascus Protex. I saw a couple of those. So that's really, really cool. They always source out cool, high quality US made Damascus. Obviously that's part of their brand, is only using US stuff.
I'm only seeing like one person say Shiro, which It's surprising
That
because
is, yeah.
it's one of those knives a lot of people talk about, but you don't see them around very often.
Exactly. And you know, I think they're becoming a little bit more available. Like we were just talking to Luke Redden the other day, and he just got one, and he didn't pay like an insane amount of money for it, and it's perfect. Like it's in perfect condition. It's in perfect condition. I think it's in 20 CP, which is really cool. So like it's got an interesting steel, all this. And he didn't like
a new. I mean, it's their budget kind of line. It's still
interesting
in the 600s. But,
okay.
That's going to help get a lot more people the opportunity to handle one.
And those are another knife that is just like mind-blowingly high quality, mind-blowingly smooth. Those, and like another one that we've seen on here a lot is the Skiff Drifter.
Yep.
And the, what's the one I always get confused with, the Skiff Drifter? Holt Haptic.
The haptics.
Yes. Yeah, those, I saw a couple Holts on here, but those three for me, those are definitely in my Grail pieces as well. I think that's gonna be really, really cool to track one of those down one of these days. A couple people on here for the SOCOM Elite.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. That knife is of attainable price point. It's just so difficult to find right now.
I see someone said a Tough Thumbs custom. I've talked about Jeff a lot in our videos.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like my end-all be-all Grail. Like one of these days I hope to finally have one of his pieces.
That would be so freaking cool. Here's a Spartan Harsey for you.
There we go.
Right there.
I saw a couple of them.
Yeah.
Someone said Alex Steingraber Shark.
That's cool.
We still have a couple of those floating around the shop testing.
That is really, really cool. Chris Hughes Sabins at 31 with a black micarta inlay. You cannot go wrong with that. Here we go. Sabins at 21. So it's like I knew that was coming. People are gonna be searching for those even more. This is interesting. Knives in action. A full M390 knife, including the pocket clip and screws. Automatic closing. He's hilarious. Wait, wouldn't that be so funny?
390 screws would be so hard to make.
Yes, they would. Wouldn't it be hilarious if there was a knife that you could open up manually, but then the push button with the spring on it would close quickly?
You'd be losing a lot of fingers.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Spartan Harsey folder, Plague Doctor, that's awesome. J-Cape from Something Obscene Company. These are all awesome. Guys, if you didn't hear your Grail knife, leave them down in the comments down below. I always like to hear what you guys have to say. I have a question for you guys about Grail knives. So I know that none of us, well, you guys have achieved your Grail knives. And by none of us, I mean just me.
You got the Zahn.
I got the Zahn. I got the Zahn and the SOCOM. Those were two of my Grail knives that I was able to track down in a single year. So that's pretty good. And those have both become users for me. So Everett and Riley, when and if you achieve that top tier Grail knife, will it become a user for you?
100%.
Yeah, that's what I
Always
figured. That's what I figured.
I mean, people still cringe when I pull out the Rocksteady the cut boxes. And
I
stuff.
know.
So it's like, if I'm gonna spend my money on something, I want to make sure I put it in my pocket and put it through its paces.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel. And none of our Grail knives are like $5,000. So
Not yet.
Not yet. And if we ever got to that point, maybe then I would kind of be like, maybe I'll lose it. It would be my biggest concern if I'm carrying it as a Grail knife, because I'm not going to break a knife or anything like that or damage it to the point where I can't repair it. But
a lot of these knives are like, they're expensive. And the reason why they're expensive because the materials they're made out of, the time it took to make them, and they're just strong.
Yeah.
They're built to be
They're
used.
built to be used. If you don't use it, and I mean, it's all personal preference, but
I get the
they're meant
collector
to be
side of it
used.
too.
Yeah, I definitely do too.
I understand it, but it's just not something I've ever been able to really get into.
Well, some like Mr. C from the store,
Right.
he is a huge collector, and he has a lot of knives that he doesn't use. Like he's got a bunch of Spartan Harsey folders in different patterns, different laser engraving, anodization, all that stuff. But then at the same time, he has some plain ones that are always in his pocket, which is cool because he's like a cool mixture between like a collector and a user.
Something, he'll make sure to buy a second one.
Yeah, that's so freaking cool. Yeah, that's the baller way to collect. If you were wondering, is just to buy a second one if you ever want to do that. Going along with that same, that same genre of topic, how important are looks when it comes to you guys? Like when it comes to buying a new knife for you guys, especially a Grail knife.
Pretty important.
Oh yeah,
that's like
yeah.
the top thing for me.
Yeah.
For me, like that's the reason why I buy the knife.
Yep. 100%. And there's a lot of really cool knives out there. Like I know a lot of people love that Oz machine company Roosevelt, and I think it's a great knife. I love the way it functions, impeccable quality, build quality, everything like that. I don't like the way it looks. So it's not one that I'm like actively searching out, trying to hunt down. How about you? Is there a knife that you think is really good, but the looks kind of kill it for you?
I think you look at knives of the Borka stitch.
No.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's freaking ugly.
Yeah.
Like I love the way it looks, but like actually carrying one and using it.
Oh, I just think it's ugly all around.
It's so weird because I was sitting here like the stitch, especially that custom stitch Cole had.
It was so ugly with that big crest on the side.
This thing is bad.
Yeah, it's like Ed Hardy knife. Yeah, it's terrible. Okay, guys, so I know we talked about our previous Grail knives, but how have you watched your Grail knife evolve over time? Has it been price? Has it been you've just discovered new brands you weren't even aware of? What's going on with that?
It's definitely price for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's discovering new brands.
Really?
It's insane. The more I'm at the knife shows, the more I'm at the shop, and with all you guys, the more I find out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, even when you look back to Spartan, that is, when you look at like the knife community, guys who are super deep, they know Spartan, they know them well. Yeah. Guys who are like just kind of getting into it, if you were to bring that up, they probably wouldn't know exactly, they may have seen a Plague Doctor or whatever floating around, but they might not know what's going on with Spartan. So that's one that you probably just had to discover over time, you know?
Yeah.
And Everett, what were you saying about price?
That's basically, most of the evolution for me is just the step.
Oh yeah.
Like there's levels obviously, and now I'm to this point where it's like the chase is kind of super fun again.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to build up to get to that level, but then once you hit that level, it's like there's always something above it.
Exactly.
Like the Todd bag that I had, it was like, okay, I've had this, how do I go above it?
Yeah.
And then like the Rockstead stuff kind of started coming around, and it's like, all right, I have to get these. So.
And I feel like when I was first getting started, like buying Leaks and Skylines and stuff like that, I was like, man, I was getting so much joy out of buying those knives that I was like, I don't need to spend $425 on a Hinderer, whatever. But now it's just like, I think I've found the balance between having a high quality collection and having a large collection. You know, I'm more focused on the quality, the emotion behind it. I want each knife that I have to have a cool story.
Yeah.
That's why I stay buying knives at shows, you know, and from people I really like, so that there's a story behind each knife instead of just, hey, I had an extra $725, so I got this new knife, you know, from X retailer that I don't know, and it came in 2 days, you know. That's not a great story to me, but that's kind of how I've seen it develop, is kind of grabbing pieces that have stories attached to them.
And that's kind of why the way I'm rebuilding my collection after I sold most everything. It's just going back and getting those pieces that weren't important or the high quality. If I think about it often, like, man, I missed that thing, I'm gonna try to add it back as like my lifelong collection. Yeah,
and you're not like out there like getting a terrible deal on stuff. Like you're like, oh, that's gonna be a goal for me, and then you're finding it in a cool way. You know, I've seen that happen in your life, which is cool. So guys, how have you watched your Grail knives evolve over time? What was a previous Grail for you versus your current Grail? I always like to hear that kind of stuff.
Same.
Hop into a little knife news for the day. Cool, man. So what I first wanted to talk about was one of our best knife friends, Erica from Not Your Average EDC.
Yep.
She posted a video with Nicole. I think her channel is Nicole's EDC, but she posted a video with her and Nicole, and it's their collection videos. It came out like 10 or so days ago, so it's not brand new, but I love collection videos because you can get like a pretty good idea of what people have just by looking at their Instagram, but until they lay it out and tell you the story. This is really just coming back to it. I just like knife stories. So that's an awesome video. If you don't know those two, go check it out. That'll be linked down below. Something else kind of new going on in the knife community, Giant Mouse is releasing a new model. From the day of filming, it'll be tomorrow, so for when you guys see this, it'll be yesterday, so you guys will have already seen it. But it is the Farley. and from what it looks like to me is that it's going to be a medium large size slip joint.
Awesome.
So it's going to be pretty cool. It's a new member of the Ace line. There's some photos of it on Instagram from Onzo's Instagram, so we'll be showing you guys those here so you can get a good look at those. Also, something that we're super excited about here is the addition of Axial gear to our brands. New OTFs in the store, fully US made. So I'm super excited about that. I know you guys are a fan of.
Popular.
Oh yeah, they've been really good.
Action's great.
Yeah, the action's solid. I like the Warncliffe blade shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often in OTFs, so those will be linked down below. Give them a look and follow them on Instagram because they have hilarious videos. I don't know if you guys have seen their ads that they made. They are hysterical. So go check those out. One last thing is something that we talked about last week is the Worksharp / Benchmade exclusive bug out.
I'd like to see that.
Well, Zach Stuff has a YouTube video on it.
Yep.
He already has one. Zach's always got the coolest crap, but he does a little bit of a comparison between some other Benchmade knives and this new Worksharp bug out. I'm super excited about it. Check out that video. Zach's always awesome. You guys got any other knife news?
I do.
Fantastic. I love that. You always got one more to add.
So KPL, kind of going back like I added last week, they have a new protectant for kitchen type cutlery.
Okay.
It's basically camellia oil, and it's used a lot in Japanese cultures to protect like the high carbon Japanese cutlery, and they're bringing it out food safe stuff like that for kitchen cutlery.
That's sweet.
They're pumping out products.
Yeah, they're doing a bunch of.
Oh, is that in
stuff.
addition to the knife shield? Mm-hmm. Dang.
So they just made a post about that a couple days ago.
Okay.
And I've heard some feedback. I hear it's awesome.
That's legit.
The last thing I was going to bring up was just the KnifeJoy Pink Para 3 is still available, which is shocker.
That's so strange. Yeah.
Pink scales.
Yeah, that would have been a really. Yeah, you should have got that for Valentine's Day.
Right.
So what are you guys doing? Yeah, I bought 12 so far. You guys need to catch up.
Yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
You know, for all my girlfriends.
Satin Pink Para 3.
Yeah.
That's the place to go.
Link it. It'll be down below.
Absolutely.
All right, should we do pocket dumps?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can start.
No, I think you should go first.
I'll start.
You always go first.
I'll start. Shout out to my friend Rui. He sent me these. There we go. He sent me these awesome sharp dress knives, scales, skinny scales. These things are.
I have never felt G10 that grippy
It's
before.
so grippy.
That's nuts.
It's gonna destroy my pockets.
Your Lulus are gone.
My Lulu pants are screwed, man. But it went on the M390 bento box Para 3 that Bailey got me. So this is a 100% gifted knife at this point.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of cool. So everything on this was free. All right, Everett, what you got?
Nothing special. Still have the Hinderer with the sharp dress knives purple. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That was a gift from my wife. Rocking a rollerball pen that takes fountain pen cartridges.
That's cool.
Eric finds the coolest stuff.
And I'll put up my notepad, Japanese paper.
I love
They
that.
carry that?
It just
Yeah, he just shoves it down the back of his pants.
hold that up for your camera.
See how well this matches?
So does your knife match your notebook? I don't think so.
No, it doesn't. Sharp Dress makes some cool stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to get some more of this stuff in here. The variety is killer. All right, Riley, what you got? I know you've been chomping at the bit. That was cool.
I've got my Spartan Horsey folder,
Okay.
and I brought a few backups just in case.
You gotta have backups. This thing is so weak, you wouldn't want it to break, you
I
know?
also brought the Scorpion Pair 2
Oh yeah.
and the Avocado Pair 2. Uh-oh, I dropped one.
Has a little scorpion action usually.
That's why you bring a backup, you know? Just in case you drop one.
And we got the Avocado Pair 3
Okay.
and Native 5
Nice.
with,
Twisted Tea.
yeah, she's decked out. We've got the Finch.
Also a REC exclusive.
Oft forgotten.
And the Babushka.
Nice.
That's a good backup knife.
And the RC challenge coin.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I am left pocket carrying today, so it's a big no-no for me. Avocado Shaman. H1 Delica.
Yeah, man.
Endura, S30V Endura, S30V.
I love this knife.
Dragonflies. UTX
Show that
70.
off.
That's an 04. That knife is like older than Riley.
It's rivals it.
I am 1 year older than it. Man X2, lightweight. Delica.
940.
940. That's an old 940.
That's the old black with the reverse tonsil.
And
You don't see
the
those.
Damned Jin.
Is that it?
Wait. We got the Demco 825.
Okay.
The
Real
Luna,
Steel Luna. Also a REC exclusive.
Bugout, and I got Leatherman too, just in case.
Which one's that? Super Tool.
That's the old school Super Tool.
That's legit.
That was issued for my dad when he was in the military.
Oh, that's legit. Oh wait, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
That's what I'm carrying today.
Huh. How about that?
Oh yeah, got my watch too.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Okay, good.
Carry too.
All right, guys. Let us know down below what you're carrying. If it's not 14 different knives, then we'll be really disappointed in you. So make sure you get your numbers up. Guys, should we do the $50 winner? Alrighty, guys. I'm filtering out duplicate users. Getting our comments. Will Blake 72. Okay, here, and he's gonna teach me exactly how I should be carrying my phone and my knife. You hold your phone in your left hand if you're right-handed. No, I never hold my phone in my right hand. Left pocket is for phone, right for knife and keys. Will, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Jeez.
As you hold your phone in your left hand.
Oh no! Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are right. I think I've just been a stupid idiot my whole life.
I think it's about time for a change-up.
I don't. I'll let you guys know if that ever happens. Anyway, guys, you guys got anything else you want to tell the people out there?
You need to be more prepared with your EDC.
Yes. You think you could have swapped one of those out for, I don't know, a flashlight?
I got a phone for that. Actually, my phone didn't fit in my pocket.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Have a good weekend.